Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I realized it's been like almost 2 weeks since we posted a video, which I wasn't planning on, and it's even worse that it was the second half of a two-part video, but I'm gonna get it done today. So we just need to do some stuff around the kitchen. I'm gonna finish editing and then post that video. Oh, did you finish unloading?
Yes.
Great, I'll finish loading. So what do you want to do today?
What do I want to do or what am I going to do?
What are you going to do?
Take care of it. Not that I don't. It's not that I don't want to take care of it. Sometimes I just don't want to do that for the whole day.
Well, we don't have to the whole day because she's going to your parents.
That's true. Let's go to Post Family Farms.
Sounds like a great idea. Anything else?
There's some poopy clothes in the sunroom.
Okay. Gonna take some laundry down. We're in the midst of rearranging our house because we have a fireplace out in our living room. I'm sure you've probably seen it before if you ever watched a video. But when we moved in, the people before us had never used it before, so it wasn't inspected. And I'm just now getting around to scheduling the inspection. But because we're gonna use it, we kind of want to make it a more of a focal point of the room, which means we need to rearrange that room, the furniture in it, which means we need to rearrange this room, the sunroom as well. So right now we just stuck everything in here. And we need to figure out what we're gonna do with all this furniture. You guys want to watch me edit a video? That's kind of a weird meta thing, huh? Meta is one of those words that I feel like I don't know if I use it correctly. Well, I'm waiting for things to download and buffer and stuff, so I figured I'd give you a quick update on what's going on. So number one, the reason why we didn't film a video or didn't post a video recently is because we were up in Ludington last week. So we did film a video there, and that will be coming out soon. In addition, I broke my phone, got a new phone, had problems with my new phone, broke my new phone, had to fix my new phone, all in the last week as well. So that's been an ordeal, and I haven't had a lot of time in my life to do extra things either. So we're trying to get back into posting a video every day, but until then, bear with us. All right, just to recap where we were last week, Laura had gone into labor. We had gone to the hospital, gotten into triage. Laura got her COVID test, had gotten her epidural, and we were up in our room ready for the delivery, I think. Maybe I should watch again to make sure that's where we actually were. Okay, where did we leave off?
We had just gotten up to our room. And at this point, it was like
3:30?
Well, we got to the hospital at 3:30, so it's probably more like 4:30.
4:30.
30 minutes, so. And at this point, because I didn't have my epidural, I was still like walking around. So that's basically what I did. I like paced beside the bed for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Let me pull this a little closer. Contractions started at 9 p.m. Friday night. Weren't sure what they were. Went to bed normal time. Laura woke me up at 2:30 to say she wanted to get the bags packed and call the doctor. Contractions were 3 to 5 minutes apart, lasting 40 seconds. Went to the hospital at 3:30 a.m. Could not find a parking garage, but made it eventually. triage first. They said you were 7 centimeters dilated. You had a COVID test and prepped for an epidural. Got up to our room at 4 a.m. Did a bunch of checks. Then they put the epidural in.
So I did quite a bit of reading on like getting an epidural and just to like prepare myself for if I wanted one, first of all, which I determined that I did. And then of like what to expect on like how it's done and stuff like that. And everything that I read, I feel like made it sound so much scarier than it was.
I feel like all the materials out there about epidurals are all from a context of trying to get you to have a natural birth.
Yeah.
So whenever you read about them, they like make them sound horrible.
Anyway, so they're like, when I was reading about them, they're like, you have to stay perfectly still as they're inserting the epidural because if you move and it goes into your spine, blah, 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 I don't know, like all this bad stuff could happen. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like that sounds kind of scary. And also, I just thought an epidural, like I knew the long needle part, but I just thought they stuck a needle in your back and injected something to paralyze you from the waist down. No, it stays in you the whole time.
Yeah, there's a pump that's constantly pumping medication into your spine.
Yeah, I never knew that. It was very interesting.
Yeah, Laura got a little button she could push if she needed a little more.
I did?
Yeah.
No one ever told me that.
Well, I knew, so I'm sure they told you.
They probably did. I didn't need it though. Anyway, so like they were inserting the epidural like right as I was having a contraction.
Oh, yeah.
But it was fine. It was not a big deal. And I had a very good experience with it. So I know not everybody does. Got the epidural. Those things are crazy. I like went from like
Constant discomfort and occasional pain.
yeah, like severe pain occasionally, to feeling absolutely nothing. Like, I was hooked up to a monitor so they could see when I was contracting, and the nurse was like, oh, yep, you're having a contraction. And I was like, really? I was like, I feel nothing, which in the end wasn't great. Like, it's nice to be able to feel things, but for the moment, it was nice.
Yeah.
The nurse we had was the best, though.
She was awesome. She literally didn't leave the room from like 7:30 a.m. until Linden was born at
11:30.
11:30.
She left, I think, like twice to go get me medication or something like that.
That's true.
But even then, she was only gone for like 5 minutes.
So Laura started pushing around 7:30, and then you pushed every contraction for almost 2 hours. And then at that point, nothing was happening yet. So they decided to start Pitocin, which is what do they call that?
I don't know.
Induction.
Yeah.
It's an induction agent.
Yeah. So obviously I was already in labor, but it helps progress labor along. So
they started Pitocin at 9, and that, it's supposed to progress labor faster, but she was still pushing every, 3 minutes?
Yeah, at least. What was next?
So you pushed from 9 until 11 with the Pitocin, and then, around 11 we finally started to see something happen. Yeah.
So I think part of the reason I was pushing so long, 4 hours in total from when I started to when she was born, is because of my epidural. I couldn't feel anything, so I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know if I was pushing correctly or effectively or things like that. So by the time 11 o'clock rolled around, my epidural was wearing off. And like the bag of medication was literally running out. So they called the anesthesiologist to administer more, but that didn't ever happen because Linden was born.
All morning we had just our nurse in the room. And then in the span of 10 minutes, we went from just our nurse and us two to our nurse, an anesthesiologist, 2 other nurses, NICU staff.
We had to have the whole NICU staff present when Linden was born because there was meconium
in the
fluid, in the amniotic fluid, which just means Linden pooped.
Right.
So there was a chance that she had breathed in the meconium, which would be bad. They'd have to like suck out her lungs. So the NICU had to be present just in case. But they were not needed either.
Right.
Anyway, so it was the 3 of us for
4 hours.
6 hours, yeah, 4 hours.
And then suddenly there was 8 of us in the room.
At least, yeah.
And all the lights got turned on so that they could see to do the delivery. It was just like quite the change.
I don't remember any of this. Yeah, so definitely got to the point, which from everyone I've talked to, everybody gets to the point where they're like, I can't do it, like whether you have an epidural or not. So I hit that point.
Yeah.
You were very sad for me.
She was crying and in pain for so long. It was sad.
Was I crying?
I don't know. You were in a lot of pain.
That is true. Oh, I don't think I was crying. So then she was born, and they placed her on my chest, and I was like, gross, because she was covered in her own poop. And like newborn poop, meconium, is sticky. It's like tar. Like if you would take a baby wipe to it, it wouldn't wipe away. You have to like scrub it with a towel to get it off. Anyway, so they placed her on my chest, and I'm like,
okay.
I was like, I thought I was supposed to feel like instant love, and I just feel real grossed out by you right now. Honestly, that's what I was thinking. It's like I feel kind of bad, and like I want to give you a kiss, but that's poop. So I just kind of like let her sit there. Yep. And then eventually, once I had gotten situated after the placenta and all of that, then they took Linden and they checked her vitals and wiped her off and got her cleaned up and
Wiped you off.
Wiped me off, wrapped her up in a
little blanket.
and put a little ugly hat on her. Yep. And then we just sat and held her, and we were in that room for a long time. Waiting. I don't know what we were waiting for, but so we only had to stay one night in the hospital, which was super nice because everything was good with me and everything was good with Linden. So, and because of COVID, they kind of were.
Yeah, trying to get people in and out.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's been another minute while we got Linden back to bed.
Poor baby. She can't breathe through her nose because it must be too dry in her room.
Yeah.
So.
We put a humidifier in there just now.
Yeah. I was sitting right by it while I rocked her, and I feel like she could clear up a little bit. So we'll see.
Anyway, I think we're close to done with the story.
Yeah.
She was born on Saturday, April 3rd.
4-3-2-1.
Yeah.
At 11:31 a.m.
And we spent that night in the hospital, and then we went home on Easter Sunday.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
The first 6 weeks of her life, she didn't like to sleep without being held, so.
Yeah. I would like hold her for 2 hours, and then I would go wake Laura up, and Laura would hold her for 2 hours.
I'd feed her and then hold her.
Yeah.
And then feed her, and then get her to Nathan.
Yeah. And I would just wear headphones and watch YouTube for like 2 hours.
Because you can't like sleep while you're holding her. I guess we could have like brought her into bed with us, and then she probably would have slept fine. But at that point, we weren't comfortable doing that.
Yeah, we weren't sure, so we just did.
So sat in the rocking chair.
I feel like we did a lot of things that now we look back and we're like, yeah, we probably didn't need to do that. But at the same time, we don't look back and we're like, wow, we were so stupid.
Right, like you just don't know.
We don't regret any of the choices we made.
No.
But we also would do them differently next time.
Right. But yeah, you just gotta learn. Like no one can prepare you. Like, people can talk about it all they want, but you really have no idea what it's like until you go through it yourself. Yeah. The first 3 months of her life, they were a bit.
Yeah, the birth isn't the part that we're scared of doing again. It's the or even like the first 6 weeks. Those went fine too, more or less. Yeah. Those we could do again. It's the 3, like first month through 4th month that were the worst.
Yeah. We can talk about that in a different video.
Yeah, I think we'll end this one here.
But we love her. She was the cutest, squishiest little baby.
And we got closer too.
Yes, we did.
because of it. So that's a good bonus.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. If
Like,
you...
subscribe.
I was going to say that, but we never say that.
If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. You can hit the little bell if you want notifications for when our next video comes.
Bye, guys.
Bye!